Sis, have you lost faith in Black love? Here's a Dear Black Woman message for you. You loved Black men back to life, prayed, protected, poured in, and they played in your face, took you for granted, and walked away. You showed up loyal. You showed up loving. And they could not show up for you. You were the prayer, the plan, the soft place to land, the one who stayed. And in return, you received just enough to keep you hoping, and never enough to make you whole. And you called that love, because nobody ever showed you the difference. What this really cost you wasn't just arguments or disappointments. It was the accumulation, the weight, the way each letdown stacked on the last until you stopped being surprised and started being numb. You didn't stop feeling, you just couldn't afford to feel anymore. Because feeling costs something when nothing comes back. So you learn to want less, expect less, feel less. And you called that growth. That wasn't growth. That was grief wearing a brave face. You learned to manage him before he spoke, to soften your truth before it left your mouth. You shaped yourself around his insecurity so he wouldn't feel threatened. Walking on eggshells so long, your feet forgot what solid ground felt like. And when you finally asked for something, really asked, you were too much, too emotional, too needy, too intense. But too much for whom? A man who is whole doesn't experience your fullness as a threat. He experiences it as a gift. The men who called you too much simply had too little. Too little self-awareness, too little accountability, too little capacity for the depth of love you offered. And that was never your fault. It wasn't just him. It was the story wrapped around him. The story that said a Black woman's love is supposed to be unconditional, enduring, self-sacrificing. That strength means staying. You were raised inside that story, in songs, sermons, and generations of women who stayed and called it resilience. So leaving didn't just feel like losing him, it felt like losing who you were taught to be. And the staying quietly broke you. Repeated disappointment rewrites belief. Unavailable, inconsistent, defensive, loud love in public, lonely love in private. So the belief shifted. Black love stopped feeling like a promise and started feeling like a performance, where she gives everything, he gives what he feels like, and she's praised for enduring it. That grief is real. You are not bitter, you are honest. And then there was the box. The idea that choosing differently meant betraying something sacred. But boxes built from love are still boxes. One day you realized it wasn't protecting you, it was containing you. So you let yourself consider something new, quietly, carefully, honestly, and something felt different, not louder, safer. Safe doesn't feel boring when you've lived in anxiety. Safe feels like putting down something heavy you forgot you were carrying. Then the guilt came. But guilt isn't always about wrongdoing. Sometimes it's about breaking expectations. You disrupted a script you never agreed to write. You didn't betray your culture. Your culture lives in you, not in who you date. You didn't reject your people. You chose yourself. Self-respect is not disloyalty. Choosing gentleness is not abandonment. Real discernment protects you. Unhealed pain keeps you stuck. And the deepest question, what kind of woman does this? The kind who realized her worth was never measured by how much pain she could endure. So grieve what you hoped for, honor what hurt, and let it go, not in bitterness, but in dignity. On the other side isn't perfection. It's a foundation where your feelings aren't a burden, where your strength isn't exploited, where you are received, not managed. You were always enough, sis. You just stopped asking permission to live like it. And that choice, that was love, finally done right.